Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. Jones. I'm Dr. Roberts. What brings you here today?
Well, doctor, I've been kind of tired lately, kind of a stomach problem. But at work, I've been feeling really feverish and kind of nauseous and been having a lot of stomach problems.
Dan and Gina Jones are generally healthy people in their mid-40s, busy with 2 kids and full-time jobs.
My wife has the same thing, too.
They don't have time to be sick, but they barely made it through the day, so they decide to see a doctor at this urgent care clinic, and it's a good thing they did.
Well, we need to investigate this. Let's see what the blood work tells us. And Mrs. Jones, I'd like to test you as well. Mr. and Mrs. Jones, as it turns out, the stomach illness you have is hepatitis A.
What is that?
It's an infection of the liver caused by the hepatitis A virus, and it's usually spread by eating contaminated food, drinking contaminated water, or coming into close contact with somebody who has hepatitis A.
Well, what should we expect?
You may feel pretty sick for a few more days, but most healthy people recover on their own. It is important for both of you to get plenty of rest, liquids, and stick to a basic diet. But I do want to see you back in a week. Right now, I need to contact the El Paso County Department of Health and Environment. Hepatitis A is contagious and can be serious for people with some conditions or other illnesses. They'll be in touch with both of you because it's their job to figure out where you picked up this infection and whether it may have spread to other people.
Hey, this is Connie.
Hi, Connie. This is Dr. Roberts. I'm trying to find someone in the communicable disease department. Are you the right person?
Yes. How may I assist you today?
Sorry to bother you on a Saturday, but I've just had 2 patients test positive for hepatitis A. I know this is an important contagious disease and you'd want the information immediately.
Connie Brown is part of the communicable disease section of the El Paso County Department of Health and Environment. She's the first responder to what could be a potential outbreak.
Hi, is this Dan Jones?
She'll contact Dan and Gina to find out how they got infected and who has been exposed to them. And once she has the answers, she'll need to hurry and take action.
My wife and I were traveling about a month ago.
After a few minutes, she finds out the source and knows that the Joneses got the virus from eating contaminated food.
Tell me what you and your wife do for a living.
Well, I'm a restaurant chef, and Gina works in a daycare center. Both of our kids are in school, but my wife says they've both been vaccinated for hepatitis A.
Good morning, Mrs. Whelan. My name is Lynette Reagan, and I'm with the El Paso County Health Department.
A public health nurse from the health department is called in to work with Gina's daycare center, a very risky environment for the spread of hepatitis A. The nurse checks Gina's work schedule during the time she was contagious and helps the staff review who's been sick, vaccination records, and center hygiene practices. The nurse will also educate daycare staff and parents about hepatitis A and answer any questions. Inside the El Paso County Health Department building, the immunization clinic prepares for a rush because the daycare center is just the beginning. Dan works as a chef at a popular restaurant in town.
Sausage or beef?
That means health department food safety inspectors head to the restaurant to investigate, inspect, and inform the employees.
Jill, we're looking for 135 here, so your temperature on this is excellent.
And what about all the people who dined at the restaurant when Dan was contagious and preparing food? Now it's time to alert the public. The health department's Office of Communication takes charge by informing the local radio and TV stations along with the newspapers. This will let the public know who might be at risk, what the symptoms of hepatitis A are,
what do people need to know,
and what they need to do right now.
Well, anyone who ate at the restaurant between the 17th and the 21st needs to call the health department because they may need to get a hepatitis A shot.
65-year-old Rosalie Williams is watching this broadcast closely. She's just started having the symptoms they're talking about, and she ate at the restaurant where Dan works during that risky time. She calls the number they're giving out.
I'm calling about the message I just saw on TV regarding hepatitis A, and I think that I may have been exposed to it.
And she's not alone. The phone calls start pouring into the health department, and employees on the crisis telephone team are ready to answer questions. The latest information is also posted on the department's website.
We're going to go right in the second room right there.
And soon after Dan and Gina's diagnosis, residents are showing up for shots.
Who's first?
Not me.
Not you? Deep breath for me. And you're done.
Well, thank you very much. You guys do a great job. We appreciate it.
Meanwhile, the communicable disease staff is busy alerting doctors and hospitals in El Paso County using the department's computerized health alert network system. They tell them that a spike in hepatitis A cases has been confirmed in our area and ask them to watch out for the virus and for more people who may have been exposed.
Have a good day.
As the clinic winds down for the day and more plans are made for tomorrow, Connie Brown breathes a sigh of relief. Only one other hepatitis A case, Rosalie, has been reported so far, and all patients are expected to recover. But health department employees here remain on alert just in case. This is just one example of how ready the health department is to stop a potential outbreak. Ready to monitor mosquitoes and the West Nile virus threat. Ready to monitor diseases in all of El Paso County.
This is your green chili.
Ready to inspect restaurants to prevent foodborne illness. Ready to inspect swimming pools and spas to prevent the spread of disease. Mobilizing community partnerships to identify and solve health problems. And ready to inform the public of disease threats. The list is long, and the services are essential. The El Paso County Department of Health and Environment, always working to protect you, your family, and your community.